So yeah, it actually happened. A PHP package got compromised and distributed via Packagist. Now don't worry, the folks at Packagist almost immediately disabled the infected version. There were still a couple of hundred downloads, but the impact is likely pretty small. I think this is such an important topic to talk about, and we don't do it often enough, especially within PHP. So let me walk you through what happened. So here's Socket, a company who scans a lot of open source packages, and they were actually the people who detected that something went wrong. They detected a commit here on a package called intercom PHP, which is your standard API to integrate with an external service. It has quite a lot of installs, 20 million, and this particular version, this is the 5.0.2, this is actually the fixed version now. This commit here got tagged as 5.0.2, and it's unclear who tagged it exactly. They don't disclose any of that. And what this commit does is actually change the Composer JSON file of this package to a Composer plugin, which means that the code it ships with can be run when this package is installed or upgraded. You still have to manually approve whether you want to actually execute this code, which is why likely not many people are affected, and which is different, I'm told at least, compared to NPM, where code from vendor can be executed without any consent. So the package type is changed, and then they shipped a script here, and this will use Bun to download some infected other packages from NPM, actually. The Shai-Hulud stuff, as far as I understand, which was quite a big deal a couple of weeks ago within the JavaScript community. And so if you depended on intercom PHP, then upgraded to the infected version and then manually approved running scripts, which you shouldn't do, but I reckon many people will just do it without reading, then this code would get executed, and it would then try to access and steal these kinds of parameters. Not so good. Now, Niels, one of the creators of Composer and co-founder of Packagist, wrote a small LinkedIn post about it, explaining that the compromise happened and that Packagist almost immediately disabled the affected package version. They saw that the affected version was downloaded only 700-ish times. It's not nothing, but if you take into account that you have to manually prove running that code, it's likely that not that many people are affected, but still 700 isn't nothing, right? And this had the potential to be a lot bigger if it wasn't discovered so quickly by the folks at Socket, by Ahmed here. And so Niels explains a bit how the exploit works. He also mentioned that they are actually working on some new anti-malware features shipping in the next Composer version, which I think is a good thing. What I want to talk about is the underlying problem here, because this malware, it got detected pretty quickly, not that many people were affected, and it's not that big of a deal. But when you think about it, we pull in so much code from all over the internet. You only have to create a new PHP project based on any kind of popular PHP framework, and you already pull in so much code. And no one is reading that code line by line, verifying that everything works. This is the promise of open source, that enough people are using it and reviewing code, nothing goes wrong, until something does go wrong, as now shown with this small incident with intercom PHP. And I wrote a blog post about this recently, about dependency hygiene. And just as an example, I took a look at many of the popular polyfill packages. These are the most downloaded packages on PHP, and we can be pretty sure they are safe, right? At the same time, if something were to go wrong in any of these packages or other popular packages, there is so much potential of things going wrong very quickly, because these polyfill packages in particular, they are required by other packages in turn, which are then required by other packages and other packages, then almost always end up in your project. And like I said, this is just an example. There's nothing wrong with these packages in particular. But you see how a powerful tool like Composer is the perfect way to spread malicious code very quickly. And I think we need to be very careful of that. The polyfill issue in particular, when you pull in code that you don't actually need, that can be solved on the project level by using Composer replace. But this is not touching the core of the issue. We need to take good care of dependency hygiene, as I like to call it. Maybe one of the upcoming malware protection features that Niels was talking about might be some mechanism that you only download packages that are a certain age, like only download packages when their release is older than 1 day or a week or a month, so that you can be sure that, okay, this has been tested by other people. It's kind of like pushing the problem to others, but hey, for you it might work. I'm not sure yet. I know NPM does that and it's highly recommended, so that problems like a couple weeks ago don't happen too often. Maybe there are some other things they are working on. I don't know. I think it's really good that the package manager side is also taking precautions, but we do need to be aware that it's not because this is PHP that these things cannot happen. They do happen, and we need to stay vigilant.